Because then she can make sure the pool gets cleaned, the reptiles are fed, this and that. But man, I just don't find PJ's current squeeze that attractive. I mean, maybe she's a really great girl, and that counts for something. You know, hey, PJ's no spring chicken. He's younger than me, but he's still no spring chicken. And I'm sure PJ is, probably done some fantastic ass in his life. Um, when you get to be older, having a chick of character is more important than how pretty they are. But man, some of the pictures of her, she's I can't imagine what she looks like with no makeup. I mean, his ex-girlfriend Salvina is much prettier, at least in my eyes. I I think PJ really fucked up, um, scaring what's her name? Celeste, not Celeste. I don't think Celeste is that pretty, and Celeste is batshit crazy. I don't know if you guys follow Celeste, his ex-wife, on Instagram, but she is batshit crazy. I think she's another one, um, where hormones ruined them. She's got something in her that's similar to Meow Man, where they just aren't right after doing all those hormones. Celeste is batshit crazy. but his last girlfriend, what's her name? The Italian one, the Sicilian one. I find her very attractive. Dominico Republic is he did the cactus emoji with the nose emoji. That's pretty. Now that is creative. I like that. Uh, isn't Salvina much older than PJ? I have no idea. But dude, Salvina is a pretty woman. You can't knock her for not being pretty. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I find Salvina to be very attractive. Uh, Grand National or Monte Carlo SS? That's a great question because those are the two of the last muscle cars. I believe they stopped making those in '87. Now, in stock form, a Buick Grand National is a V6 turbo, and those things were faster than the Corvette back in their day. So, if you're going to run it bone stock, I would say Grand National. And the Grand National is actually a better looking car. But the Monte Carlo um, came with an anemic 305, slow as fuck. But really, I mean, if you're going to go V8 power, you could easily replace that anemic 305 in the Monte Carlo with like a little 383 stroker, which you can get cheap as fuck, a crate engine. You can get a 383 crate motor for really cheap nowadays, and you can make a Monte Carlo SS fast as fuck. Pull out the stock motor, wrap it in plastic, put it to the side in your garage, drop in a 383 crate engine, and have a car that's fast as fuck. Uh, do you think Kalura juiced more than you? Absolutely, because I really didn't cycle much um, in between like 23 and 40. I really didn't cycle in my late 20s or my early 30s. the prime years for growth, I really didn't cycle. I was pretty much drug free for more than 10 years. Father, barbell squats or hack squats at 37? Well, they do two different things. Hack squats, um if you're talking about the hack squat machine, that's probably the best quadricep builder known to man, with maybe the exception of barbell front squats, but nothing beats barbell squats for overall leg development. So really you should do both. You should start out with barbell squats, and then your second exercise would be a machine hack squat for the quads. And then your third exercise, get on a leg press to get more hamstring and glute work. Pretty much those three exercises, you pretty much have a pretty much, you've covered all your bases for thigh development with three exercises. Kyle Rittenhouse is kind of a putz. I mean, I like the kid, but Kyle Rittenhouse is a putz. Um, take take for example, Nicholas Sandman, the one who that fucking idiot fucking Indian fucking confronted, and then they made out Nicholas Sandman. Am I saying his name right? To be some fucking racist, Nazi, whatever. All because he was wearing a MAGA hat. That guy kept his mouth shut. He didn't do the talk show circuit. He kept his mouth shut. He sued a bunch of people, and now he's probably worth, you know, I think he was awarded $500 million. And I'm sure the attorneys kept a nice chunk of that, but he's still worth, probably a couple $100 million. Whereas Kyle Rittenhouse, who's more of a putz, he's out there doing the talk show circuit, uh, going down to Mar-a-Lago, hanging out with Trump, taking photos with every conservative, bigwig he can find. Um, he's not going to do as well with the civil suits it is Nicholas Sandman. Kyle Rittenhouse should have contacted Nicholas Sandman's attorneys and said, you know what, take care of me, tell me what to do, do what you did, do for me what you did for Nicholas Sandman. But he's a putz. Is Kalura an excellent example of waste of talent? I don't know. I mean, Kalura was an amazing powerlifter in his time. I mean, his 650 raw bench is probably one of the best bench presses of all time because he wasn't wearing a bench press shirt. But what do you mean waste of talent? What was he supposed to do with that? I mean, he did what he did. Maybe he could have gone further. Um, he trimmed down for bodybuilding. He won the Mr. Florida, but he probably wouldn't have gone anywhere as a pro bodybuilder. So I don't know what you mean by that, but I don't want to knock Kalura. I mean, what an amazing guy back in his day, to be honest. I mean, his 650 raw bench, I put that's got to be in the one of the top 10 bench presses of all time. I mean, for Christ's sakes, um, Bill Kazmar did 661 with the bench shirt. Now, granted, in the 80s, the bench shirts were crap. But still, Bill Kazmar did 661 with a crappy bench shirt. And I think Ted Arcidi, the famous pro wrestler, I think he did 705 with one of those crappy bench shirts from the 80s. These bench shirts these guys use nowadays are nothing like the crap that guys used back in the day. Oh. I don't think Andrew Clara wasted his talent. I kind of admire the fact that he switched to bodybuilding, got lean, won the Mr. Florida. That's fucking awesome. You know? Yeah, he didn't take it to the next level. He didn't go to nationals. He didn't even try for his pro card. But you know, who knows? You know, would he have gotten his pro card? Maybe. You know, would he have made any money as a pro? Probably not. I'm not going to charge my phone in the pool. Thousand-yard stare, father has arrived. That's right. I like that 1,000-yard stare. You know, you think about it right now. There's some teenage girl on a rooftop in the Ukraine right now. She's got her 1,000-yard stare on. And she's got a old bolt action rifle she inherited from her grandfather. And she's waiting for sunrise and for some Russian soldier to make one mistake, and she's going to vaporize that motherfucker. I like that. I like the, you know, I like the Ukraine. You know, I understand their government's corrupt and it's not a perfect democracy, but those are good people. And Vladimir Putin is a fucking asshole. And if we got to put some Russian soldiers in body bags to get the fucking Russian people to overthrow their ruthless dictator, that's what we're going to do. Yeah, think about it. Some teenage Lithuanian, or not Lithuanian, but yeah, Lithuania, they're next. If Putin gets away with this, you don't think he's going into Lithuania? But some teenage Ukrainian girl right now is more of a badass than any of us could ever dream of being. Oh. Dude, Russian soldiers are starving. Do you guys see that video of them fucking raiding a fucking Ukrainian gas station? Stealing all the fucking candy bars? For Christ's sakes. Those guys on those guys in the front lines are starving to death. Russia can't get supplies to them. They're dying. Oh, it's not going to be long until those guys are going to take off their Russian uniforms and just walk west into the Ukraine and try and assimilate into the fucking country.